Hello, everyone. It's Lori Staley, Addicted Stamper with Stampin' Up. And it is Wednesday night at 8 instead of Tuesday night at 8. Had a slight detour there to get us to Wednesday. But if you are on, be sure to give me a shout out. Let me know that you're here with me. We're going to do a little bit of housekeeping and then we're going to do a card kit together tonight because today is the last day of Stamping Up's special offer of 30% off their card kits. Now, please know that that does not include scrapbooking kits and it does not include paper pumpkin. But there's card kits in there, there's home decor kits in there that are 30% off. Lots of good things. Some have already sold out. The special has been very popular, but there's lots to check out. So if you've not checked out the kits in a little bit, or maybe you have and you've forgotten what they all are, there's a haunted house in there that you can still get in time to do for Halloween. That was really popular last year. That actually sold out. A lot of people turned it into a Christmas house. They were very creative in doing that, right? Hey, Melinda, good to see you. Hi, Debbie. So make sure you check that out before tonight is over because that special goes away, 30% off all card kits. So there's that. The advent calendar is still available if you're following some of my fellow demonstrators online. Some of them are doing sneak peeks for you so that you can kind of see what's in there. And maybe you've got the itch now that you think you want your very own. You can still grab that. It is still available, at least as of this morning it was. Also, don't forget best deal around. I've been a demonstrator for 22 years. I've never seen this offer before. Um, $35 for $125 in product. Now you do pay the percentage tax in your area on the $35, but no shipping. Stamping Up picks up the shipping. That's a great deal. That's normally a $99 price point for $125 in product. If you want to go with the $99 price point, you're going to get $189 in product. Again, 22 years, I've never seen this kind of a deal. So if you've been thinking about it, you want to get some toys, I got in for the discount. I tell you all the time, 22 years later, I'm still here and I'm closing in on my $1 million in sales. Never in my life did I expect to be anywhere near still a demonstrator 22 years later and making the friends and the relationships. To me, that's been the best part. Most of the people in my life I would not know if it were not for Stamping Up, and I feel very blessed by this company and the business that it has provided me. Um, I was downsized 8 years ago now, 7 years ago, 8 years ago, something like that. And the day I was told I was being downsized, I lost the sight in my one eye, and within 2 days, I lost the sight in my other eye. Stamping Up, I was able to keep going. I was able to hang in there and keep going. So you just never know what that starter kit might bring into your world, right? All right, enough. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me and I'm happy to answer them. And I will be 100% honest with you because I don't want you to be miserable. I don't want you to do something you don't want to do. And then just a real quick reminder, my retreat is still coming up at the end of October. We start October 31st, or you can come in early on October 30th. This is at the Cozy Craft Nest, which, full disclosure, is my retreat house that I opened in Gettysburg in my family home. It's that home that I grew up in and my parents built, so it's very special to me. I have one spot left. So if you want to come meet some other crazy crafters, because we have such a good time, please reach out, let me know, and we'll get you signed up for that. All right, let's see who else has hopped on here. Hey, Jerry, good to see you. Hey, Verna, nice to see you. Excellent, excellent. Okay, so we are going to do a kit tonight because, right, we got to do a kit if it's 30% off. And I grabbed one out of my closet. I have a little retail space at the Cozy Craft Nest when I was down there the other night because I looked around and I'm like, I'm out of kits at home. Well, that's a problem. How did that happen? So guess what I'm ordering before this night is over? I'm ordering some more kits. So I got the one called So Much to Celebrate kit. Didn't really look at it, just grabbed the kit. This is actually a non-stamping kit. So this is a great kit. And we have several of these. These are great kits to take with you when you go on vacation and you want to have something along in case you want to get a little crafty, but you don't have to carry inks. You don't have to carry, all that stuff with you. This has everything in it that you need. So can't beat that, right? And this one's going to be quick tonight. So I'll let you get back to your normal Wednesday night activity since this isn't it, right? This kit actually came with supplies to make 9 cards. Okay. You get to make 3 of each. I'm redoing things because I had them all torn apart. The instruction sheet is basically picture driven. We got to do a little bit better with our colors though, because I'll tell you, for me, this is really hard to see. I don't know how well you can see it, but I was so tickled with these when I got them out and started playing with them because they come together very quickly. You can see it tells you what to put on, where to put it, all of that fun stuff for each of the projects if you've never worked with any of our kits. I will say this, and I'm always honest with you. Um, Years ago, I was at the convention where they introduced Paper Pumpkin, right? And I think it was Pam Morgan that they brought out in the pumpkin coach chariot with the guys carrying it to introduce Paper Pumpkin. It might have been Bonnie. I can't remember exactly. But anyway, I was all excited because, I like a kit. I like a good kit. I like to be able to pick it up and take it with me to my nephew's ball game. I wanted to, be able to go down and maybe sit on mom's deck and craft with her with kits. So I was excited about it. I didn't love Paper Pumpkin when it came out. I didn't love our original kits when they came out. They lacked a lot. Now I love our kits. I love doing them. I love it when my brain is overwhelmed and I don't have creativity coming out of me and I just want to make something. So I think the quality has improved significantly. I think the designs are awesome for most part. And we have everything from kid kits to adult kits to masculine kits, right? So it's something definitely worth taking a look at. So in this one, we got some, whoops, let's pull them out of the plastic bag. There won't be such a glare, perhaps. Look at these cute little ladybugs. How adorable are they? I'm trying to remember the camera is over here. I'm struggling with that because I want to be over here. But can you see the little ladybugs? How cute are they? So you get a little sheet of those. I've already used some of those. Of course, you get a little sheet of dimensionals and you get the glue dots. They have made these a little thicker, so they're a little bit easier to peel the paper backing off of. I always recommend when you're going to do it, take the paper backing off before you pull it off the plastic. It's easier to handle. And then pick it up and take it to your project, right? Okay, so those are all the extras that we got. And then we have 3 different card designs. 2 of them look like this. They're pre-printed. They've got some gold accents on there. There's one of them. There's the other one. Both of those are regular 5.5 by 4.25. And then we have a little slimline card. And this is just a 6 by 6. So if you want to replicate a slimline, I'm having a problem speaking tonight. Can you tell? If you want to replicate the slimline, it is simply a 6 by 6 piece scored at 3 inches in this particular case. Okay. But you do get 3 of each. You get, I showed you the little extra bling there. Oh, it's fighting me now, guys. And then you get 3 sheets of these beautiful flower die cuts already done for you. You don't have to line it up. You don't have to die cut it. How cool is that? So we're going to make these. Again, there's no stamping in this one. So you can even put this together in the car if you really, really wanted to. You're also going to get your labels. And I don't know if any of you are multilingual, but you're going to get 3 different sheets. 2 of them with the congratulations, and I forget what best wishes is the third one. Already done. So again, the greetings are done. But we are multilingual here. So if anybody speaks any of these languages, let me know and I'll send these your way. I think it's French, German, and I don't know what the other one is. It's French, German, and something. Words are hard. They are tonight. They really are. I've had a very busy day. I did not get into my studio until about 20 of 7. I think I came down here, or 20 after 7, I mean. So yeah, it's been a crazy day. All right, so now here is my first tip. And I don't know that this is applicable to all of the kits, but it's certainly applicable to this one. So great, love the pictures, fabulous. Open this one up. So we're going to start with this card. Okay, so I'm going to lay these 2 aside. You're going to just be amazed at how quickly these come together. I have a sheet of my dimensionals here, so I'm going to leave that one whole because sometimes I tuck them into little giveaways and things like that came in the kit. But my first tip for you is it tells you exactly where to put The smaller dots are your glue dots, and the larger dots are your um, dimensionals. Okay. So it tells you where to put them. There's the ladybugs. It's going to tell us where to put the ladybugs. You can put the ladybugs wherever you want, right? But I'm going to leave this open to help guide me. And I really tried to figure out which one of these flowers matched to this, this, and this. I could not do it looking at it this way. But if I flipped it over, magically, I could really see what I was trying to pull out. So we've got that one. We're going to grab this guy and this guy. The nice thing about this kit too is sometimes you have to go to multiple sheets for an individual card to get all of the pieces and parts. Not on this one. On this one, everything we need to do a set of 3 cards is on the same sheet. But again, my tip is if you're using this kit or even some of the other kits, flip these over as you're trying to match them to what the instructions are telling you to use for this particular card, right? Okay. So I'm going to set that aside for a minute. I'm going to grab my um, liquid glue. And hopefully I'm in camera. And we're going to start with, I don't know that it really matters, but we'll start with A. And A is this guy. So they're telling you to use glue dots. Again, I keep all those things whole. I can use those at classes. I can use those as little giveaways. You know, put them in a little baggie with a topper, and it's really cute. I used to do things like that for my hostesses when we did parties, but we've become, and the pandemic certainly helped with this or hurt with this, as the case may be. We've become much more of an online business than in-home party business, and I think in some ways that's kind of sad. Um, but I get it. Times they do a change, right? So we're just going to pop that down here. Okay. That's where the instructions are telling you if you want to put it somewhere else, you put it somewhere else. You do you, right? You don't have to follow what they say. They're not the boss of us. Hey, Jeannie. But I do have to say, I really liked this kit and it's great. Like if it's wedding season or baby showers or things like that, how pretty is this card to give or send, right? So this one is going to come up here just like so. And yes, we are covering up some of the other cute um, pieces or images, I should say, not pieces, but images. But we're going to pop that right about there. Okay. And then we just have this guy. So literally, we almost have this lick. And I said there's no ink, there's no stamps in this kit, and there isn't. So it's less expensive, right? I think this one might be a 14.50, something like that. Some of our kits go up to 26, depending upon what all you're getting in them and what the projects are. Um, so we're going to do this guy kind of like this, right about there. All right. Guess what? That's it. But I started to say you don't need stamps. For your inside greeting, unless you want to write your entire message on the inside, you could obviously grab an ink pad and some greeting sets to add to the kit. Apparently my glue does not want to have its lid put back on it. It's fighting me. There we go. And then we're going to grab the other sheet that says best wishes. Okay. And again, I know there's French and German. Who can help me with the third language? What's the third language on here? Anybody know? I should know. I'm embarrassed that I don't know. But my cute little blue capturing dimensional backings has literally vanished off my table. I don't know if one of the cats thought it was a toy and carried it off or what, but I've been looking for it for a couple of days now and I'm having no luck. And then this is going to go right here in the center, just like that with the dimensionals. And then we're going to grab those ladybugs. I know. Well, oh, maybe Dutch, Debbie. Maybe Dutch. Yep. I know, Jeannie, and they really have stepped them up. I'm really pleased with them. I don't know if you were on in the very beginning, but when they first started kits, especially Paper Pumpkin, I was kind of like, yeah, I think we missed the mark here, but I don't say that anymore. I really do. And I was just tickled with this one. I did do one set just so I knew what I was doing. I like to, pretend like I know what I'm doing. Uh, and sometimes that helps. And I was really tickled with these, I have to say. And I like that they put a little slimline in there. Okay. Mr. Ladybug or Miss Ladybug, as the case may be, right? We're not really sure what you are, but we're going to pop you right about there. And then we're going to grab another one. And let's see, where do I want to stick you? I think maybe right here. I'm not really looking where they are on the directions, to be honest with you. I'm just kind of placing them where I think they'll be cute. Let's do one coming this way, right about there. How's that? So again, they're self-adhesive, just like regular embellishments, and they popped on there really quickly. The inside is nice and white. If you want to jazz this card up, we could put a layer of petal pink in there before we put our layer of basic white to stamp our greeting on. But quick, easy, best wishes card, which can be used for all kinds of occasions, right? Retirement, engagement, wedding card, all those things that you can do just with that cute little card. And they are, yep, good for you. I am when we're done. I was working on my order and I looked up and it was 7:55 and I'm like, oh, I need to go. They're nice and flat. So I don't think this one will give you any issues with mailing, right? I mean, they have a little depth to them, but I really don't think they're higher than the label in the center. So yeah, I think that they'll be fine for mailing and won't cost you any extra postage. All right. So that's the first one. Let's get the next card base out here. I'm going to do the regular cards first and then we'll do the slim line. And they're great for I think you have a pontoon boat, right, Jeannie? Am I right? So you could take a kit like this on the boat and do it, couldn't you? Take it to a vacation cabin, have a little crafting while your hubby's out doing whatever men do when they go away. Right. So back to our behind the scenes, right? I'm going to bring this in. It's telling me I need this one and this one. So here's that one. I'm telling you, doing it this way, I mean, maybe you could, but I could not see to line those suckers up. But backwards, it works perfectly because that's what they're showing you, because they're actually showing you where to put your embellishments. I'm not your embellishments, your dimensionals or glue dots, as the case may be. And then we're also going to need this guy. So we're going to grab him out of there. Okay. So yeah, again, there and there, laying it over this way made it really easy for me to figure out which one I was supposed to pull. I'm not always the quickest in the party. All right, so we'll follow the directions and we're going to add some adhesive. Again, they give you glue dots, so you don't even need your liquid adhesive. I just tend to prefer it, especially when I'm demoing for you guys, because sometimes my fingers don't want to work and get the stuff off of there that I need to get off of there, right? So let's make sure I got the right one in the right direction. Yep, here we go. So we're going to pop this down here. Now, what I should have done first, so I think I'm going to stop and do that. I should have grabbed the greeting for this one because we're actually going to tuck that away. Those little die cuts that we're putting in. So we're going to use congratulations. And here again, if anybody needs different languages, let me know. I'm happy to send these your way. This is going to go on with dimensionals. which I have promptly lost. I did not move from the table. Can anyone tell me how I could possibly lose my dimensionals? Hey, Betty, good to see you. All right, so we're going to put 5 dimensionals across here. Not doing a very good job of evenly spacing them, but you get the idea, right? There we go. I love that they're using the gold foil for the greeting on this one. It is Dutch. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, as soon as you said that, I'm like, yep, I am sure she is correct. This greeting is going to go right above the lines, and it is obviously going to go edge to edge. I was not ready for it to sit down. It thought I was, apparently. No, not quite. And there we go. Straight is always good. All right, so we've got that guy tucked away, that little die cut. We're going to go ahead and do this one. And do the same thing. We're going to have this leaf going to the left. And we should be able to tuck him in there just like that. How cute are they? And then this one is going to go on with our dimensionals. But you can see, now I'm only doing one each, but if you were doing all 3 at the same time, it really would not take you hours and hours and hours. You could slide in a quick crafting experience. Or how fun would it be to have everybody order their own kit and have your girlfriends over for a Friday night, girls' night, and you create something beautiful and useful, right? I don't know about you, but you always need cards. Now, got to find my ladybugs again. Bring those back in. Like, what did I do with the take your pick tool? Oh my gosh. And we're only going to put 1 on here. Come on. He does not want to fly with me, does he? Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. And I'm going to pop him right here. There we go. That is project number 2 done. Again, beautiful. Pick up some of the Calypso Coral, the Balmy Blue, or even the Old Olive. Put a layer, put your white in if you want to jazz the inside up, or just stamp your greeting or handwrite your greeting on the inside of the card, right? Quick, pretty, sweet, and thoughtful. All right, I'm getting rid of the dimensionals before they're everywhere, or the dimensional backings, I should say. Oh, and did I show you the envelopes? Because the envelopes are really pretty too. They're the soft colors that we're picking up in the design. So we have, obviously, my fingers would work. That would be fabulous. That's our slimline envelope. I cannot pick this envelope. So there is the one that goes with this card that we just completed. It's just this palest blue. And then playing off of that petal pink, right? We have that envelope. Okay, and then as I said, this is the slimline, which does have that blue as its base color. All right, last one. Can you believe it? Just that quick. We're going to have 3 cards done. So again, I'm going to try to find the greeting for this one because we're going to start with that. And this is going to be this congratulations, bringing it over. So I know I'm completely in camera. I can't tell you how idiotic I feel that it took me this long. How long have I been doing these lives with you guys? It took me this long to figure out this freaking light that I have. And it's crazy, guys. I'm not always the quickest rabbit at the party, or whatever you want to say. Oh, just as I'm getting ready to slow down, I figure it out, of course, right? All right. So our slim line, I have a bone folder here somewhere. I crease this one a little better. There we go. And then we're going to put our greeting right across the center. This one has the banner, the fishtail ends, which I like. You could cut that into the other one too if you so wished. I did a lot of designing this week for upcoming classes, and I was like doing a lot of fishtails. And I'm like, interesting. I don't typically do this, but for some reason, that's what I felt the design I was working on needed was fishtails. All right. So right down the center, edge to, or not edge to edge. This one has a little bit of space on the ends. So we're going to try to center that as best we can. Okay. And then there it is. I'm like, I know I had the last couple of die cuts in these sheets, right? So here we go. So this one is nice and big. So this one is probably the quickest of the 3 cards to do. I don't know. Part of me wants to hold on to this so I can use it as shading, but then I was like, we don't have stamps for this, so that wouldn't really help me out very much, would it? I know, these are great. These are, well, I intended to do it last night and it just didn't work. I kept trying to make it work. It was not going to happen, sadly. So now they do say in the instructions to use um dimensionals for this as well, but I just don't see it working out. So I'm going back to my glue. If you want to follow the directions and use dimensionals, by all means, do that if you're working on this kit. And mix it up as you want to, right? A lot of times I do alternates. Tonight I'm just doing the kit the way it is because I think it's perfect. And I really love these 3 cards. So we're going to slide this in under here. Just like that. And then hopefully it's going to let go of my finger. Just like that. And the joy of liquid glue is we have enough time just to twist it around. I love it. And we'll do the same thing on this one. And you can see I'm not hitting every spot. I do want to make sure these guys are down because that can catch on the envelope when you're sliding it in and out. But other than that, and then we're going to bring this one in here. Be mindful of where you put your dimensionals, because I should have made sure I was going straight down the center, but I think that works. I think that looks just fine. I think my congratulations, I don't know, could be me. I am crooked, I know. Um, but I think it's okay actually. And again, this is a fun slim line. So those are always fun because people are so used to our standard 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 card base that this kind of mixes it up for them a little bit. We're going to grab a couple more of our ladybugs. This one says that would like us to use 3. So if I can pick it up, we'll do that. We're going to pop one right there. I like these. I think they're supposed to be like flower centers, but to me, they look a little bit like the ladybug. So sometimes it can confuse us, right? And then we're going to put 2 down here at the bottom. And I did not do the math. Oftentimes, they give us extra embellishments, not a lot, but maybe 2 or 3, whatever, that you can use on another card that you might be wanting to design. I don't know if they did that. I think they did. Maybe not. It might just be the exact number. But there we go. Okay. So quick, easy. That didn't even take us a half an hour. to put those cards together. Let's bring the other ones in. There we go. And there we go. See if I can get them all in camera at the same time. And again, you get envelopes for each. So 9 cards in this kit. Because it does not have a stamp set and ink in it, it is a less expensive kit. It is one that to me is an easy travel kit. You can absolutely take this on the road with you. What do you think? If you haven't checked the kit section out online, please do so before the sale ends tonight. No sense in paying 30, I cannot talk tonight, paying 30% more tomorrow for something that you fall in love with tonight, right? Hey, Corinne, good to see you. Um, all right. There you go, guys. That's what I have for you tonight. Be sure, all of you that have put comments out here tonight, fantastic. If you're watching the replay, go ahead and drop me a comment. Be sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe as well if you haven't subscribed. Because I have one set left. So I'm going to send that set of cards, the extra ladybugs that are left over, the dimensionals and the glue dots out to someone who I draw before we go live next Tuesday night. Actually, yeah, we'll do it Tuesday night. So that gives everybody a week. All right. So make sure you leave a comment. You might get the extra card kit. It'll be 3 cards, one of each with their envelopes and the embellishments. All right. Take care, everyone. Thanks so much for tuning in. My apologies about last night. I will be back here Sunday night at 8 o'clock with something fun to do. All right. Take care, everyone. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.